Hi, and welcome to the FIPR tutorial on how to create a study. Before you start, please make sure you have an approved FIPR data submission account. Also, make sure you have your study protocol handy for reference, as it will streamline the completion of the fields in this process. The first step is to log into the system. Please note that I'm using a demonstration environment in order to show you this functionality. Then, enter your username and password. You will then need to navigate to the data repository. You can do so by selecting that icon or selecting the data repository in the top menu bar. You will then navigate to the menu and select Create Study. Now you will see the 5 sections that need to be completed in order to create your study. We'll go through each one, starting with the study overview. I've completed some sample information for the study overview section. Please use your protocol as a reference to accurately complete these fields. Recruitment status should accurately reflect the current stage of your study, as well as study type. You'll note that any field that has the red asterisk is required and all other fields are optional. So in this case, I do not have a study URL to create this study. If you have a clinical trial ID, you are welcome to add it here. Please note there is validation, and if the number has not yet been registered with clinicaltrials.gov, you will not be able to add it here to the table. The next section, entitled Study Research Management, has the following fields to complete. Please note that it's required that you have at least one primary principal investigator, and the account which creates the study will automatically be added to the table with the information provided to create the account as the data manager role. You're welcome to remove that if that's inaccurate. I've entered in some sample information for the primary principal investigator. Please also be sure to include a picture of the PI. When the fields are complete, select the Add to Table button. As I mentioned, you can also remove anyone from the table. I'm going to remove the auto-filled entry. And again, please note, in order to create this study, you must have at least the primary PI entered, and you can add as many staff as is necessary for your research trial. Next, we have the study information section. I've entered some sample information and indicated it as the primary site to add to the table. Next, you're asked to complete the start date, end date, estimated number of subjects, and your funding source. I've entered some sample data. In this case, my project would have started in January of this year and runs until January of 2020. We recommend using your grant period of performance range to enter this information. The estimated number of subjects will include both your control and your experimental subjects. And for primary funding source, please use this drop-down menu in order to complete this field. In the grant ID table, you can include information about your grant number, which automatically, once you enter a grant or project ID, allows you to complete the grant project name and the grant project funder's name. However, that is not a required field, so I'm going to skip over it for this demonstration. Next, you have the study form structure section, which allows you to add FIPR form structures that you plan to submit against. Please note, it is not required that you have this list finalized at this time, and it can be edited after you create the study. I'm going to add the FIPR demographics standard form to my study as a start, with plans to return here after working with FIPR operations to understand a little bit more about what forms I'm submitting against. Finally, I can add keywords to my study in order to help other researchers search my study and understand the contents. In this example, I've added MTBI as a keyword, indicating I'm studying mild traumatic brain injury. Finally, I will attach the data submission documentation that was approved as part of the process of getting an account. Once I've attached that document, I will select Submit Request, and that's it. At this point, please email FIPR Operations to let them know you have created your study successfully, and we'll review the contents and approve the study in the system. Thanks so much for your time, and reach out if you have any questions.